Hello, I'm Katie Adams. I am the Tread of Pioneers Museum curator, and I'm here to talk with you about space, more specifically about one astronaut named Dr. Steve Swanson. Dr. Swanson is in a lot of ways just like you guys. He was curious about science, he loved space, and he learned a lot from many of his amazing teachers he had. But you and astronaut Swanson have something else in common too. You're both from Steamboat Springs, Colorado. That's right, someone from your town has gone into space 3 times. He's been on 6 spacewalks, which means he left the shuttle and walked outside in his spacesuit and did work in space 6 times. That's pretty neat. He logged nearly 200 hours of spaceflight time as a NASA astronaut. He did 3 missions between 2007 and 2014. And on one of those missions to the International Space Station, he brought with him a special Steamboat Springs token. We have it on display at the museum, but also I have it here so you could see it a little closer up. Can you see it? It's a ski medal with a skier on it. This Steve Swanson brought with him up to the International Space Station, and it's a ski medal that was won by another local ski extraordinaire, Buddy Warner. You might know that name because our ski mountain, Mount Warner, is named after him, as is the ski run, Buddy's Run, one of my favorites. And our local library, the Bud Warner Memorial Library, was also named after Bud Warner. So astronaut Steve Swanson brought this up with him and brought it back down to Steamboat Springs and presented it to the Tread of Pioneers Museum a few years ago. He also gave the museum, it's got Velcro on the back, a flight patch from his uniform that he wore with him on his spacewalks. Pretty neat. You can see these items as well as some photos we have of Steve Swanson up in space here at the museum. The museum is free for you guys, and we're open on Fridays and Saturdays. So thanks for listening. Here in a minute, you're going to hear a recording that we took when Steve Swanson was here. He's going to talk a little bit about his experience in space. And thanks for listening, and thanks for enjoying and learning about space.
Do I like sleeping in space? Yeah, it takes a little while to get used to because you don't have a pillow. You're not putting your head down on anything, so you're just floating. It's kind of like sleeping standing up. You get used to it, and the best thing about it, though, is that you don't wake up with any sore spots. There's nothing like you slept wrong that night or anything like that, because you have a perfect sleep. It's a perfect bed. Sleep, we bump into things a lot, and no, we don't, because our sleeping bags are kind of tied down. So we kind of keep ourselves secure in our sleeping bags. So it's a good way. We try to make sure we don't bump into things. That's a good point. Of course, unless somebody falls asleep while you're working, which can happen, and if you get tired here and you're doing something and you get the old head nod and you do that and you wake yourself back up, well, you don't wake yourself back up, it's basically because you don't do a head nod. You just kind of go to sleep. So you have some, you'll come across, if you're working, you'll come across and you see somebody just floating there and you realize they're asleep. More spacewalks. And those spacewalks are just get around getting the station ready for other missions to follow us and to help do some maintenance on the space station. And here's I'm working with a power drill. We got Joe Cowboys in my view over there and the earth below. I tell you, sometimes it was very difficult to keep your mind on your job as you look down at the earth. And here again, Joe's on the robotic arm. He's taking one piece of equipment from the space station to the other side. So overall, we did 3 spacewalks, totaling about 22 hours worth of spacewalk time. And again, spacewalk is one of the highlights of a mission. It's a fantastic thing to do. It's quite thrilling in a way. You're in your own little spacesuit out there. It is a little difficult though. It's kind of like here, if you want to go outside and play in the snow, you put on all your winter clothes. Well, go ahead and then put on your next, your older brother's winter clothes, and then your older brother's winter clothes. And so you have like 3 layers on, and that's what it kind of feels like. Another task. One of our other tasks we had to do was resupply station. So we brought supplies for the space station, and we're taking back some of their stuff that were used up. So this is kind of how you do that. If you want to have fun, you push it real hard and see if you can knock the guy off.